have the great pleasure to introduce to you the performance by Miss Nilgun Yerli.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Your Highness, Your Excellency. It is good to see you. Unfortunately, you can't say the same about me, obviously, for the obvious reasons. I do not understand these days that my burqa is already a reason for people to be afraid. They are scared. They think under this burqa there is a bomb. They think it's a burqa. But then I think, for what, for whom should I blow myself up? Men get 70 virgins, they think. What do I get? One virgin man who does not know what he is doing is worse enough. What can I do with 70? I do not understand. There are people, they do not understand why I'm covering myself up. They do not understand why Islam requires women to be covered up. They think it is a way for men to suppress women by hiding them. Maybe it is true, I don't know. But you cannot put 2.1 billion Muslims in the illusionary basket of truth. People are scared. There are people who are not covering up their bodies, but they're covering up their heart. These days, I see so many men and women covered in their heart. They're afraid that their heart is broken or they get hurt, so they live with a covered up heart. I don't know what is worse. Fear is the biggest thing. 2 weeks ago, a man hit me on my face on the street. I was crying, I was in panic, and then he came, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm a victim of 9/11, and I get scared if I see a Muslim woman." I get scared of people who are scared of me. This gentleman is my bodyguard. Yes, he is protecting me from people who are scared of me. There is a paradox in there. Yeah. The biggest enemy of love is not hate, it is fear. But the biggest friend of love is hope. Yeah. And I hope for a better world in peace. Cliché, isn't it? Huh? Everyone hopes for peace, isn't it? I don't know anyone who hopes for war. I never heard that. Everyone hopes for peace, but peace is you, peace is me, peace is us. How can you want peace in the world if you cannot win the war of prejudice in your heart? Huh? Think about that. I am a woman. I am a Muslim. I am a scientist. And it takes me a long time to get there. First, I had to convince my father and my mother to study. And finally, I am there. But now I discovered that my salary is less than my male colleagues. Why? Is it because of me? No, sister. It is not because of you. I have the same problem. I am a woman. I'm a Christian, obviously. And I am a scientist. And I'm telling you, I have the same problem. I'm from Jamaica. We are with 9 children at home. I'm the only girl. And my mother said, this girl is going to study. No matter what, she is going to study. And I studied very hard. My mother is a believer of one thing. She always says, if women would rule the world, there would be no wars. Only a big discussion once in 21 days. Yes, and I am telling you, I am a scientist, and I'm proud of it. But I don't know why I am less appreciated than my male colleagues. It's not fair, I'm telling you. Why is that? Is it because of Me. Oh, Marjorie, it is not because of you. I am a woman. I am a Jew. I am a scientist. There are some Jews, they believe that women exist to serve man. But I believe I exist to serve mankind. Yeah. And it was not easy to become a scientist as a woman. My biggest hero was Marie Curie. And in those days it was not easy. But today it is still not easy. I have a big difficulty to find a job. My male colleagues get easier the job than me. Yeah, Descartes said, je pense donc je suis. I exist, so I think, so I exist. Maybe men think more than women? I don't know. Do you know why Rodin made the statue of thinking man? Do you know? He did that for one reason, to inspire men to think. Yeah. Having said that, men and women, we are no competition. We should be hand in hand, working together, because we are each other's better half. We have to be together, and we have one thing in common, unfortunately, the conflicts of life. This foot says, follow your dreams. But this foot says, I am not strong enough. This foot says, fight for your ideals. But this foot says, who cares about your ideals? This foot says, believe in yourself. This foot says, the secret of happiness is freedom. But the secret of freedom is courage. This foot says, oh, what a cliché. This foot says, try to walk in confidence. But this foot says, but I am insecure. This foot says, you have to make an ending to have a new beginning. But this foot says, how can I have an ending if I'm not strong enough for a new start? This foot says, I am so lonely. But this foot says, no, you're not. You have to believe. This foot says, I will only believe it if I see it. But this one says, you can't see if you don't believe. This foot says, I have so many questions. I need to talk. But this one says, silence sometimes can be a big answer. This foot says, I need to discover. This one says, patience is the biggest discovery in yourself. This foot wants to go. This foot wants to stay. This foot goes left. This foot goes right. Patience. My mother used to say, patience, my child. Patience is the answer. Patience, a nice word. But what is it? Patience is time. Patience is hope. Patience is a dream. Patience is an illusion. Patience is a reality. Patience. The biggest friend of patience is time. And we need time for everything. The birth of a baby, 9 months. baby human, a baby elephant, 22 months. Everything is a patience. You and I, we all have our own time. Time to understand, time to accept, time to develop, time to discover, time to change our minds, time to get rid of our prejudices, time to get rid of our fear. Everyone needs their time. And unfortunately, for some of us, a lifetime is not enough. There was a man, he went to a tailor. He wanted a tailor-made suit, and he got one. He goes back home to show it to his wife. He says, I have a tailor-made suit. And his wife said, I'm so sorry to spoil your moment, but can't you see? Your shoulders are not level. He goes back to the tailor. He says, listen, my shoulders are not level. The tailor says, yes, but that's not my fault. Your one shoulder is lower than the other. He's right. It's perfect. He goes back home. He showed it to his wife and he says, proudly, now it's perfect. His wife says, no, can't you see? Your hems on your trousers are not level either. He goes back to the tailor. And he says, the hems on my trousers are not level either. Yes, the tailor says, that's right, but that's not my fault. Your one leg is shorter than the other. He's right. He goes back home. And he shows it to his wife. He said, now everything is perfect. His wife says, can't you see? Can't you at least feel? Your arms are not equal either. He goes back to the tailor. He says, listen, my wife, she sees it all. My arms are not equal either. Yes, the tailor said, that's right, but that's not my fault. Your one arm is shorter than the other. Now it's perfect. And he goes back home. While he's walking back home, he walks through Central Park. And on the bench, at the bench, there are two men sitting and watching at this guy. And one says to the other, look at that poor chap, how handicapped he is. And the other one says, yes, very sad, but he has a tailor-made suit that fits him perfectly. And look, that is my biggest fear, to be at the end a tailor-made suit, to squash and squeeze myself in all the expectations that people are expecting from me, in every corner that they're putting me in, and that I try to fit in everyone's way and to please everyone, and that I become at the end a tailor-made jacket that looks good on the outside, but that I have to squash myself on the inside. Let me be a woman in freedom. Release me from what I cherish most. Let me choose to follow my intentions, to spread my wings, to fly to different coasts. Let me go so that I may discover the girl in me you didn't have in mind. Let me grow into what you deemed above her, a proud, strong member of womankind. Let me free from sad misunderstandings, deliver me from ignorance and succeed. To own myself is all that I'm demanding, from my head down to take it from here. Let me be a woman without fear. I am Eve. I am the mother of all womankind. And the world is my country, love is my religion, and humanity is my family. And I have only one problem, and that is Adam.